Traditionally, we've had a manufacturing and a consumption pattern that's based on take, make, use and dispose. And we've done that for really good reasons. So we started to do this in the 1930s when we had not enough jobs and we needed to grow our economy with consumption and we had loads of resources. So that made perfect sense to just funnel things through this pipe and spit them out at the other end. We're not in that situation anymore. We make overseas, we have a whole host of environmental problems that need resolving and we're running out of resources. So those old models, they don't work any longer. So we have to become more circular, and that means taking the two ends of that equation and touching them. So rather than make, take, use, dispose, we make, take, use, and then remake. And we close the loop. And some people would just call that recycling. It could be. This is really, really difficult. And the circular economy, the reason it's become so prevalent is because it offers an economic solution to an environmental and resource problem, and it offers a skills solution to a country, potentially, that actually has forgotten what it does.
The idea of open data is to freely share information and data sets and things that people usually can code with to create new services, new products and new pieces of information that will help society and create a better environment for people to live in.
So I created a Trojan horse that I could start to design a product to fit through a letterbox, which ultimately was to lead to materials recovery. But the service design aspect of this was that the customer wouldn't get a "sorry, we missed you" note on the mat inside their house or in their business.
Many people, in regards to the circular economy, are quite concerned with what they call the closed loop. So recouping the raw materials that are in the things we have and going through a huge industrial process to remake things out of raw materials. We're more interested in having things cycle for longer and having people use things for longer. And my organization hosts community events where we call them restart parties, where we bring together people with skills, technical skills, and they help people fix their own things. So the idea is not to undercut the surviving repair economy, although it's struggling. We actually want to stimulate demand for repair, get people thinking and feeling that things can be repaired, that they're not sealed black boxes. It's something that can happen locally. So we would like to see a resurgence of a repair economy at a local level.
The circular economy is going to be assisted by making very low hurdles for the end user to participate. What do I mean by that? One key aspect is that if you want to give something back or you want to get rid of something, all those power supply units in the drawer, ideally what you want is someone to knock on the door of your house when you're there, when it's convenient to you, and say, all those power supply units that you don't want anymore, I've come to get them. And you go, oh yeah, here they are. Give it to them and they take it away. End of story. That convenience, that low hurdle, is a key part to a service design that enables the circular economy to be simple for everyday people to interact with. The complexity behind it, the life cycle analysis, the reverse supply chain, don't need to know. It's making it simple and easy for the everyday person to interact with as just business as usual, which I think is going to be the successful part of the circular economy.
The collaborative economy and the circular economy are actually interesting bedfellows. And it goes back to that whole point that society is more accepting of not owning things, of sharing things. So if we're going to not own things, we can lease them. If we're going to share things, then we can buy them collectively. So we all own a washing machine, and they sit in our kitchens and they do nothing for 23 hours of the day. Maybe 47 hours of 48 hours, I have no idea. And then we use them. Why do we do that? If we look elsewhere, if we look in Amsterdam, where space is much more constrained, people share ownership. And if you look at this whole kind of rent not buy movement, this is about collaborative consumption. There's a whole shift in the way that we look at consumption, and you cannot separate collaborative models and the circular economy. They are the same thing.